everyone, this is Kassie and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of October the 21st to November the 6th. If you enjoy my videos and you like the way I interpret the cards, I invite you to like, share and subscribe to my channel so that these videos reach a larger audience. If you want to check out last week's predictions, you can always click on the link above. And if you prefer a personal and detailed tarot reading with me, you can always find me on my website www.kassikai.com, where you will always get 3 free minutes with your subscription and extra free minutes every month or in special occasions like eclipses or other significant cosmic events. Our deck for today is Alice in Wonderland by Disney. And that's a very colorful and happy deck. I've always been fascinated by the story of Alice because I believe there's a deeper symbolism in it, and if you read it now with different eyes, you will know what I'm talking about. But let's get on with the predictions and see what this week has in store for us. For Aries, we had the Four of Swords and now it's the Fool. The Four of Swords is a rather slow energy. It shows situations that are moving very slowly or situations that are not changing easily, delays. So maybe you were expecting something to happen last week and it didn't, or things were moving in a way that was too slow for you and you didn't like that. But for some of you, the Four of Swords must have manifested in a different way because the Four of Swords is also a break. So perhaps you felt that you needed some time out, you needed a break from a situation or from a relationship to heal and recoup, and maybe that's what you decided to do last week. Now you have the Fool, and the Fool will open up too many possibilities for you, too many new options, which means you will feel more optimistic and more open to trying new things, which is the best you can do at this stage, especially if you felt that things in your life were stagnant and you felt stuck, like nothing was really changing and nothing was really happening. The Fool is associated with the planet Uranus, and Uranus is very rebellious, very innovative. It's a planet of change, of surprises, but it's also the planet of awakening. That means you may have an insight or a sudden realization this week that will make you see a situation with different eyes, and you will decide to do new things or to deal with it in very different ways, in ways that for some may be a little shocking, a little surprising, but you shouldn't worry about that because perhaps that's exactly what is needed under this energy. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, it appears that they want to be connected with you, they have fun with you, they like you. However, they may not be very consistent, and that's for many reasons. The Fool shows immaturity at times, or it shows that something is in the very early stages, so stability and consistency isn't there yet. Maybe you are dealing with someone who's much younger than you or less experienced, less mature, and that's something you need to take into account if you want to pursue a relationship with them. Imagine the Fool like a tabula rasa, like a white board, that everything can be written on it, all possibilities are open, which means that the situation can have many different outcomes depending on which one you will decide to put your focus and your energy. The Fool is a number 0 in Major Arcana, and that means the start of things, and that's why the beginning of the week will probably be the most intense and the most interesting. In general, you will feel that fresh energy is coming your way, and there will be new and exciting experiences that are about to manifest either in your professional life, like an opportunity you did not expect, or in your personal life as a new element or a new experience will come up and will give you the chance to put a relationship on a new basis. For Taurus, we had the Ace of Cups and now it's the Strength. The Ace of Cups is a card of new beginnings, primarily in love or in relationships, so maybe you decided to give a second chance in a relationship, either a romantic relationship or a friendship or a family connection, which means that this relationship must have faced some difficulties, some ups and downs, some challenges in the past, and maybe you received a message that made you feel good, because the Ace of Cups in general is positive feelings, is good feelings, good vibes around you. In any case, something good, something positive must have happened last week, and now you got the Strength. The Strength is basically a card of control, which means that this week you will try to control your experience, to control the situations in your life, your relationships. So you may not be so open to sharing your feelings or to talk about your feelings, because when it comes to feelings, the Strength always shows that we are suppressing, that we are controlling our feelings. Probably because we think that if we express those feelings openly, there will be some consequences that we don't want to face, especially if there are other people involved in our relationships, third persons that are somehow affected by our decisions and by our actions. So if you want to know how someone feels about you, it's very possible that this person is suppressing their feelings, and although they do feel a deep connection with you, things with them at times can be a roller coaster ride. And that's because the Ace of Cups with the Strength are two energies that are in contrast, because the Ace of Cups is open, and under its energy we want to connect, we want to share. But under the energy of the Strength, it's a very different story. We usually hide what we feel. So the energy of the Strength usually causes a slow down, and things will move rather slowly this week, and there will be this tendency to control impulses and spontaneity. So it's possible that something you expect, like a message or an invitation, will be delayed, and you will receive it but at a later time. The Strength is a fire card and is astrologically associated with Leo, so it's possible that you will deal with someone who's Leo ascendant or moon, and in general this will be a serious week for you, a week of effort, but also a week when you can establish a strong foundation to build upon, either in your professional or in your personal relationships, and it's a good time to take control of things and to make your own terms, but not in an aggressive way that would cause resistance anyway. You have to do it in the way that shows that you are determined, that you know what you want, and that you are moving towards your goals with patience and perseverance. The Strength has the number 8 in Major Arcana, and that means the end of the week will probably hold the strongest energy, and within 8 days you will be able to take the next step in the situation you are interested in. For Gemini, we had the Chariot, and now it's the Ace of Wands. The Chariot is a card of control, a card of effort, so probably you've made efforts last week to get something done, and you knew that you are on the right path, or there were signs that showed you that you will get the outcome that you want, because the Chariot is also a card of success. At the same time, you must have dealt with some differences between you and another person, or some contrasts, and that they needed a lot of effort to be reconciled in order to find a common ground and to move in a direction that will be beneficial for all people involved. And now this week you have the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is like a new door opening for you, and that's because you have invested your time and your energy. So this week you will feel that a new door is opening for you, and there will be a new beginning. It's very possible that this week someone will come to you with an offer, an invitation, or an idea that will be very promising and will put things on a new basis. This week you will feel full of energy, motivation and inspiration, and you will be able to attract people and opportunities that will get you fired up and ready to take action. If you are wondering how someone feels about you, this person will show you that they feel very attracted to you, and they will probably show that through their actions, not so much with words, so that it's important that you look at what they do and not at what they say. However, keep in mind that there's a long way to go with this person, as your connection seems to be quite new, or it's stuck at a certain stage and it's not developing as fast as it should or as fast as you would expect. Aces show potential, so even if the start was slow or things slowed down at some point, you will get the chance to take it to the next level. And remember that this week it's about what you do. Under this energy, you will want to pursue the thing or the person you want, and you won't sit back and wait. You will go after what you want, and you will move in a very fast and a very efficient way. Also, under this energy, expect that things will speed up much more than last week, because the Chariot is a card of progress, but since it's also a card of control, things are not very spontaneous and they are not flowing as fast as with the Ace of Wands. You will receive good news and a message that will probably arrive sooner than you expect. And the Ace of Wands foretells good news for career, so you may get an offer for a job or an unexpected opportunity will arise for you to do new things. The Ace of Wands puts emphasis in the beginning of the week, so it will be Monday or Tuesday that will hold the strongest energy. This week you may be surprised in a very pleasant way, because something will come up that will remind you of what you are capable of. So something may happen totally unexpected, but very positive nonetheless, and you will be swept away by a sudden burst of energy and inspiration. For Cancer, we had the Five of Swords, and now it's the Page of Wands. The Five of Swords is a card of conflict, disagreements, so maybe you had an argument with someone last week and energies were a little weird, a little difficult, or there were people who were strongly opposed to your plans, to your ideas, and there have been contrasts that caused a lack of balance in your relationships, and things were quite unstable last week. Now this week you have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands can be a very pleasant message or a phone call or even an unexpected visit that will make you feel good. There might be a person you will connect with, a person who has a very youthful energy or someone who's much younger than you, and the presence of this person can be very inspiring and very motivating. The sexual energies will be very strong and you will feel very attracted to someone, or someone else will feel very attracted to you, and they will take action to show you that they like you, to show you that they care. Because Wands in general express their energy through actions, not so much through words or hints. They are quite straightforward. And pages also foretell new beginnings, so maybe you will decide to give someone a second chance, or another person will open a door for you, a door that was previously closed or not accessible. So you will experience fresh energy that comes into your life and generally good vibes. You will also find that this week you will be very popular and there will be invitations, and you will enjoy more attention this week, as public relationships and social connections are strengthened. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they are feeling very attracted to you, their sexual desire is very strong, and if they have been lazy or inactive or just absent, this week they will start making moves to show you they like you or to show you they care. Don't expect earth-shattering changes, but you can expect some interesting shifts, some minor changes that can definitely lead to bigger ones. This seems to be a step-by-step process, and you'll have to take one day at a time. Deal with each day's problems as they come, and don't worry too much about the future. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, it won't happen overnight, but the energy of pages is that of potential, so there is potential for a new beginning and for fresh energy that will help you get what you want eventually. The energy of the Page of Wands can make you a little impatient or impulsive, and generally you will feel like taking action. You will feel that you need to do something, to pursue something or someone, but try not to do things that you will later regret. The Page of Wands is a card traditionally associated with job offers and new beginnings in career, so if you are looking for a job, expect positive news this week, as your skills, experience and abilities will be mostly appreciated. The Page of Wands puts emphasis in the beginning of the week, so expect that between Monday and Wednesday there will be the most interesting developments. For Leo, we had the Nine of Cups, and now it's the Knight of Wands. The Nine of Cups is a card of satisfaction, positive vibes, success, so something must have happened last week that made you feel good, made you feel that you are on the right path, that you are happy with what you have achieved, even though you haven't yet reached your final goal and the final outcome has not yet manifested. That usually happens with tens, but you are on the right path and you are heading towards a destination you want to be. Now this week you got the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is a card of action, which means that this will be a busy week, and you will feel ready to take action, ready to move. Knights indicate movement, progress, enthusiasm, inspiration. All those things are characteristics of the Knight of Wands, but at the same time, and in his negative manifestation, this Knight foretells impatience, frustration, and also a need, a desire to force things when we should not. So you will have to deal with all those different feelings, all those different energies, depending on the situation you are in. And that means another person, a person who's a fire sign or ascendant, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, may act in ways that are very unpredictable, because the Knight of Wands has some unpredictability in him. So this person may do something that you don't expect, something that can be a bit confusing. That's usually because Wands court cards indicate that there are intense feelings. There is intense attraction, for instance, intense sexual desire, but at times there's a mixture of feelings. So there is attraction, but at the same time there's tension, there's anger if something happened between you before an argument or a fight. Those feelings are fluctuating, and there is no stability and no consistency. That's why this person may act unpredictable at times, because they too are confused and they cannot deal with those feelings properly or in a healthy way. Communications will be fast, and you may receive news that will come sooner than you thought. And generally, physical action is favored. You may decide to start working out, and that will be a great way to channel excess energy, because you will feel that you are having too much energy, and that might make you feel restless at times. Try not to plan long term this week. It's best that you focus on step-by-step process without trying to predict or force anything, especially if you are in a situation or in a relationship that's in the early stages. The dates between 13 November and 12 December seems to hold particular importance, so make a note for those days. And generally what you will experience this week, all the energies, all the events that will take place, will continue to unfold within the coming 2 weeks, as that's the timing of the Knight of Wands. For Virgo, we had the Two of Swords, and now it's the Knight of Swords. The Two of Swords is a card of hesitation, uncertainty, but also it shows agreements, a truce. So if there has been a fight before, maybe last week you came to an agreement, to some sort of deal that will hold for a while, but not for too long, because you need to keep in mind that twos are the beginning of the journey. They come after aces, so there's a long way until you reach your desired outcome that usually comes with tens. Perhaps you came to an agreement with someone that brings some temporary balance. But now with the Knight of Swords you have this week, things will start to speed up. The Two of Swords is one of the slow swords cards, but the Knight of Swords is exactly the opposite. It's one of the fast cards, the fastest cards in tarot actually. So you should expect fast developments, maybe unexpected developments too. And the Knight of Swords points to a person who's an air sign or ascendant, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. And I must say that the Knight of Swords is known to be one of the troublemakers in tarot. So this person may cause some trouble or may say something to upset you, because swords are communication, are the way we express our thoughts, and they often show misunderstandings, or it shows that you may say something that another person will take it personally, or someone else will say something that you will take personally. So there's this risk of arguments, this risk of misunderstandings and misinterpretations this week. That's why you need to be very aware of how your words sound to others and what kind of message you're trying to give. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they might be taking some distance at the moment, maybe because something happened too fast or too soon, and they felt pressured a bit, or they want to think things through, or they gave a knee-jerk reaction, as that's very common under the energy of the Knight of Swords, to act in ways that are not thoughtful. However, there will be some messages, there will be communication. If there has been a misunderstanding, there might be an attempt to clear the air, so to speak. Developments in general will be fast, and maybe you won't have the time to think before you react, and you will react very spontaneously. Don't forget that knights always go for change, and energies and events in your life this week will push you towards change, which means that if you try to maintain a situation as is, there might be some resistance and opposition from others, especially if there's something that feels stuck and stagnant. You may find that someone will try to get you give a reaction, and there might be a disagreement with them this week where intense feelings will be generated. However, you will find it interesting that this conflict may trigger a sudden change and maybe a departure from your comfort zone that will possibly lead to the end of a challenge. There might be a cost to that, so it won't be completely smooth, but it's a much needed shift that will change the circumstances through honest and open communication. Generally, this will be a fast-paced week with a lot of communication. Just a little caution though, as under this energy, you may come off as too aggressive and someone may feel intimidated by your energy. Libra, we had the Four of Cups and now it's the Ten of Wands. The Four of Cups is a slow energy, and it means that the last week maybe you were dealing with a situation that did not progress the way you expected it to progress, and perhaps there were delays or something you were waiting to happen didn't happen. Maybe you felt bored or apathetic. And under this energy, under the energy of the Four of Cups, there are always options we don't see. So maybe something was offered to you, but you didn't like it or you weren't even aware of it. So there are always things going on in the background with this card. And this week you have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card that shows that you will be very busy. It shows that you will take on too many responsibilities, or that there are many demands, many different needs around you, people making different demands. And that can be a little overwhelming, especially if you try to keep everyone happy. You will probably end up you feeling pressured and overwhelmed, and maybe that's something that you need to be aware of. The Ten of Wands is Saturn in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is our visions, our dreams, the things we want to achieve, the goals we have. Well, Saturn usually means that there will be restrictions, so there might be a clash between what you want to do and what you want to achieve and what the situation and circumstances around you allow. But that's a very good energy if you want to learn something new, or if you want to apply to a school or take exams, or generally to explore and learn new things. If you want to know how someone feels about you, there seems to be some tension and some stress around your relationship. Perhaps they think that they cannot live up to your expectations at this stage. Maybe they have commitments or responsibilities to other people, and that do not allow them to offer you to provide whatever you want from whatever you need from a relationship. And that could cause some contrasts between you, some heated conversations, because don't forget it's wands, and wands are fire cards, meaning intense feelings, passionate feelings, but maybe anger, frustration, also things that make you feel a little overwhelmed, as that's the energy basically of the Ten of Wands. Tens suggest the end of a stage, and you are at the final stages of a situation, and expect that within the coming 10 days there will be some shifts, some changes, but also around mid-December, between 13th and 20th December, there will be some very interesting developments around that time. Scorpio, we had the Four of Pentacles, and now it's the Queen of Wands. The Four of Pentacles is a slow card. It's a card that shows no change, because under its energy we want to hold on to what we have. That's why this card often shows possessiveness, jealousy. So maybe you have experienced all those energies last week, and you were reluctant to loosen the grip and let go of something or of someone. And the Four of Pentacles is a rather heavy energy, as that's an earth card that doesn't move easily. But this week you have a lighter energy. It's the Queen of Wands, a fire card. And the Queen of Wands may be someone in your life who's a fire sign or ascendant, usually an Aries, but it can be a Sagittarius or a Leo. And this person will play a key role in your life this week. And if you're wondering how someone feels, there are positive feelings, there is strong attraction, there is passion, there is sexual desire, all those things are wands, but there is also the other side of the coin with wands. It can be impatience, it can be frustration, anger, depending on the situation you are in. But in any case, you will notice that there is progress this week, especially if things have been slow under the energy of the Four of Pentacles. This week you will see that things are moving at a faster pace, and you may even change your mind about what you decided or what you thought last week, as that's a very different energy. And not only the energies of the cards are in contrast, but it's also the elements of the cards that are opposed to each other. The Four of Pentacles is an earth card, like we said, and the Queen of Wands is a fire card. So what you thought you knew last week may change now. And things will continue to shift and change in the coming 2 weeks, so be prepared for some twists and turns, and try to go where energy takes you, because that's the best you can do with Wands. Do things that you feel good about, things you feel passionate about. And since wands are also associated with spirit, I expect that there will be some very interesting messages from spirit, or maybe synchronicities or significant dreams and intuitive impressions that will help you and will guide you. The energy of this queen will help you to get things done, and you will feel very energized, passionate and excited about what you want to achieve. And what's best is that you will also draw people like a magnet, and your charisma, your charms will be very strong, and you may even notice that you have an admirer. You will also notice that someone's feelings are getting stronger, more passionate, warmer. So if something has been slow, this week there will be more developments and more action. For Sagittarius, we had the Seven of Cups, and now it's the Ten of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups is basically scattered energy, so perhaps you felt that you could not focus, you could not concentrate last week. You had things to do, but there were many different energies that were influencing your decisions or the situation you are in or your relationship. And you felt there were many unknowns, unknown factors that played out and made it difficult to reach a goal you have in mind. This week you have the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles is a card of stability, it's a card of commitment, and it also means that something you want will come to a completion this week. This is particularly good if we are talking about professional situations or financial or matters of inheritance, of property. All those areas are favored by the energy of the Ten of Pentacles. So that's a good week to resolve issues around those matters. But if we are talking about a relationship, the Ten of Pentacles indicates that the relationship is getting more serious or more official, because the Ten of Pentacles is associated with marriage, with engagement, but also with social contracts of any kind, and marriage can be a social contract, of course. So if you want to take the next step to your relationship, or if you want to talk about taking the next step in your relationship, this is a good week to do so. If you want to know how someone feels about you, their feelings are quite traditional, and what I mean by that is that they have in mind certain stereotypes, and they don't want to move on from those stereotypes, meaning that maybe they think that your relationship should be in one particular way and they cannot consider alternative ways of being with you. Having said that, their feelings are solid and stable because Pentacles do show stability, and they want to have a long-lasting connection to you. They want your relationship to last for a long time. For some of you, the Ten of Pentacles means that the person you are interested in has some commitments, some responsibilities to other people, so maybe they are married or they have responsibilities that do not allow them to go ahead with something more at this stage, so they want to keep things as they are, and it might be difficult for you to make them change their mind. The Ten of Pentacles is Mercury in Virgo astrologically, and Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. Virgo is health, is organization, it's commitment, it represents our career, the work we do in general, especially if you have a very serious talk to make this week, to have this week, or an important negotiation. Mercury will bless that and will give the promise of positive results. So this is a good week to explore all those areas of your life to improve them. Also, whatever happened between the 12th and the 22nd September may require your attention now, or events that happened back then will come to a completion this week. Capricorn, we had the Six of Swords, and now it's the High Priestess. The Six of Swords is an energy that shows you moving on from a stressful situation, and you're exploring new directions that are more promising, perhaps, and less stressful. And it's not that you have resolved all your issues. As we've seen last week, you still carry those swords, and those swords are those issues, the matters you are dealing with. But for a while you let them rest, you let things go for a while, and you are exploring new destinations. Now with the High Priestess this week, you will become more introspective and maybe more reserved when it comes to emotions. The High Priestess is a card of mystery and secrets, so there might be someone you like, but this person is rather secretive, or they are avoiding physical contact, and they may be very hard to read. So maybe you are dealing with someone who does not want to express their feelings, they're hiding, or they are suppressing their feelings for one reason or another, and they are hard to read, they are confusing, they are giving mixed signals. And although they say that the High Priestess is fully aware of how she feels and her emotions are strong and clear, but that's the case only if the person you're dealing with is emotionally mature and they know what they want. But in many cases, they don't know what they want, and what you see, those mixed signals, and the confusion they are causing you, is merely a reflection of what is going on inside of them. So the reason that you cannot read them is that they are not clear. Their feelings are going up and down, and there is confusion, and they are very cryptic too, which means that they will not give you clear or direct answers at this stage. Also, perhaps you are dealing with someone who's not physically present at the moment. They are in a different city or a different country, or maybe something happened and you don't meet each other anymore, or you're not in contact anymore. But for some of you, the High Priestess symbolizes a secret relationship, because the High Priestess, like we said, always keeps secrets. This could also be a professional situation. For example, you are offered a position that for one reason or another you cannot share with others at this stage, and you may need to keep to yourself for a while until things unfold completely. Make sure that you don't leave your phone or your laptop unattended this week, because there's a risk that someone will see things that they are not supposed to see. So be extra careful, especially if you do have secrets that you don't want anyone to know. Your dreams and your intuition will be very strong this week, and you may even have a prophetic dream or a strong intuitive impression when you least expect it. For Aquarius, we had the Queen of Pentacles, and now we have the Page of Swords. Now that's a very different energy, because the Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very reliable, trustworthy, you can count on them, or it's a situation that is solid, stable, you feel confident in it if it's a relationship. But the Page of Swords comes this week and changes the dynamics, because first of all, you will feel very curious and inquisitive this week, and it's possible that a certain person, probably the one represented by the Queen of Pentacles you had the last week, will come to you and reveal something very significant. However, wait and listen before you act. There will be a tendency to act on impulse this week, or to say something that you might regret. So try to hold your tongue and give it some thought before you speak. There might be someone who will try to get your attention by giving out private information. It's very important not to share your secrets this week. Also, you may notice that there are some gaps in someone's story, and you may suspect that they are lying to you. Don't fill the gaps of your unanswered questions with your overactive imagination. Stick to the facts and avoid making assumptions. The truth will come to light for sure this week, and you may be very surprised when you hear the whole story. Communications will be very intense this week. Expect many messages, phone calls, emails, and try to filter those communications through a rational lens, and don't let strong emotions get in the way. Try to give responses that are short and reasonable, and don't over-explain things, as you may come across as dishonest. Your mind will be very sharp this week, and your thoughts clear and concise. That's why you can do really well in anything that has to do with exams, interviews, and with expressing your thoughts. If you are thinking of applying for a job or a service, that's a good week to do so, as you will probably get fast and positive response. If you want to know how someone feels about you, this person may feel a little distant, or they took something you said in a wrong way. But keep in mind that this person is a bit immature, because imagine this page holding his sword, but it's a sword that he doesn't know exactly how to use, which means that he may cut himself, but he may also cut others. Be very careful how you express your thoughts or how you interpret another's words. It's possible that what they say to you will be very confusing, but take into account what they do, not what they say, because what they say is not really what they mean. So try not to overanalyze what someone said, and try not to read between the lines, because you may feel that there are messages that aren't really there. For Pisces, we had the Emperor, and now it's the Magician. The Emperor is someone in your life, a strong male presence, usually a fire sign or ascendant person, and that person probably influenced your life in a way that was very powerful, in a way that helped you bring positive results. The Emperor is often a father figure or even your father. So maybe your father required your attention last week one way or another, and this week you have the Magician. Now, the Magician can manifest in a number of ways. Under the energy of the Magician, you will make a firm decision and you will start working to bring a plan into reality. You will feel that where there was indecisiveness, there's now the commanding power of the Magician who can see clearly through his options and decide which is good and which is an illusion. So, if someone has tricked you before, or cheated on you, or acted in a way that was not honest or decent, you will now be able to clearly see this person's intentions and to take the appropriate action. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, they feel drawn to you, they find you charming and interesting, and they are trying to impress you in some way. If this person is smart and mature, they will do the right things and they will say the right words to impress you. But if they are immature, they will probably create a mess in your life and you will feel that they are trying to use you or to manipulate you. That's the way you will be able to tell who is good and who is not good for you. If you want to know how something will develop, there's an element of unpredictability, which means that anything is possible. There will be fast and important developments. Don't forget the Magician is a fast air card, and there will be important talks too. At times, the Magician indicates that you have an on and off relationship with someone, and maybe this person is an air sign or ascendant, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, and they are doing this back and forth with you because they don't have solid plans for the future. But that's also their way to control the situation and your feelings. How successful they will be depends on the kind of reaction you will give and how you will respond to this kind of attitude. If you play their game, they will probably continue to do the same thing over and over, and probably that's not what you want. If you want to end this cycle that keeps replaying, you have to draw some serious boundaries, but that means that you too need to figure out what you want from this connection and if what you want is possible in the circumstances. And these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of October 31st to November the 6th. I hope you enjoyed them and I will see you next week. I hope you have a fantastic week.